stars. And they're going to go out there and they're going to fight. This match will be decided within the first 7 minutes of the game.
Okay.
And whoever gets Lycan. If they let Lycan get picked by Na'Vi, the game's also over. You better not. Add Finem, I know you're watching this. You don't ban Lycan, we're done.
I don't think they're watching
I'll never
this.
predict you again.
Yeah.
You better not be watching it. That is cheating.
I don't think they're watching this because they are too focused on picking which heroes they want to play because we are in the draft of game 1 of Na'Vi versus Finem, which according to Annie said this is the most exciting matchup we have all week and the most contested hero indeed. It is Beastmaster and it is Na'Vi on the dire side. So that is the first time we've seen this in DreamLeague, I believe.
They've let the bounty through.
Chen.
Let's go. They have a hero that's not very easy for bounty to gank to start it off, and I think it just shows Na'Vi they're not afraid of the bounty. They feel like they have a plan for it.
I don't know. Are they going to let them have what they think that they want, or are they afraid that they know what they think that they want, so they're not going to pick what they think that they want?
Maybe they're not like so many levels high. They don't know what they're doing anymore.
What's happening anymore? If they pick bounty, I'm going to be terrified.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
What do you think, Shano Man?
I think you just gotta pick it. They wreck with it. 100% win rate. You know, like you can't let anything like that affect you. You know, you're comfortable with the hero. Let's go. Let's play our bounty hunter. Let's play Chen.
Like you said,
exactly.
just play your own game, play to your own strength, see how it goes, and you always have a game too.
And speaking of their own game, that's why I really like the IO ban, because you guys were talking a lot about the bounty hunter. I think the Saw Spartan relocate saves are even bigger than that first series yesterday.
Those saves were amazing, actually.
He made the Bat Rider on the enemy team absolutely useless that game. So.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be Earth Spirit.
Interesting. Oh no.
That's the Spartan.
That's the Spartan hero. So he's not IO, but bounty hunter not is a pick.
They could pick it still.
Earth Spirit's a little bit, I guess, less. Like, it's a little more reliable, that you know the hero's going to offer a lot. You don't have to worry, like, oh, if they have a Sentry or if Beastmaster gets a fast gem or Necro Book, then they can just scout you out and punish you.
Do you think it's even worth trying to pressure Navi's mid? I mean, they put such a huge amount of effort making sure that the mid goes well.
It's not just about pressuring their mid, it's about also not getting dominated mid. So, Earth Spirit OD generally does very well, has some kill potential. We'll see if it's that Dendi Quap coming out. Not the best matchup by any means.
Oh my god.
This mid lane is going to be so hard for Dendi playing against Earth Spirit and the OD. Like, they just have so much setup for the initiation on the Earth Spirit. Like, and what with Chen can't really like sit there and protect you. You know what I mean? He has to kind of rotate around.
Let's go pocket strat OD Omni, please. Come on, pump it up, boys.
OD like Trient. There's so many, like anyone that heals is just amazing with the push up.
Oh my god.
Now that the Chen's picked up,
Witch Doctor is probably an even bigger one for me. That's like a go-to hero for Na'Vi at times. Normally it's Artstyle that plays it, but Snako definitely capable of doing so as well.
Are you still gonna ban out the bounty hunter if you're now in Na'Vi because you have a Chen?
No, they're not.
Because I mean, I keep bringing it up.
I don't think so. I don't think you want to be running Earth Spirit Bounty Hunter as your support duo. So I think you're pretty safe in that.
They don't even care. The meta is too high. They're gonna ban out the Broodmother instead for the 9 millionth time. No Invoker as well, which is a smart move by Finem. We've seen that Dondo Invoker is going ham. So
keep in mind, Lycan is still available for Na'Vi. I think if you're at Finem, you strongly consider banning that.
I think you have to ban it. Like,
it's already Beastmaster Chen.
Yeah, like all the babies with the hell. Oh
Are you
my
gonna ban that or Venge? Because Venge would be the other pick that Na'Vi would go for.
I would definitely prefer a Lycan ban over
you
a
have
ban.
to. If you don't right now, it's a game over.
Yesterday
the game just will end after the draft.
I mean, seriously.
Sorry,
Na'Vi win.
You've
the damn
lost.
Howl? My god, those little skellimans on Howl? Howl is like a drug for creeps, man. I love it.
As for
amphetamine.
Yeah, it's meth for creeps. Sorry, is that too far?
What are we thinking for Finem here?
Finem here. I don't know. As we said before, healer would definitely be able to help out that OD. And,
I think what you need is you need some sort of grab for the push. Like, so they're gonna group up.
Bat Rider.
Bat Rider, Venge could be good as well. Venge band, I can't really see. Because you need to catch someone out. Because they're all going to be behind this big massive army of creeps, and you need to single someone out to slow down their push.
A lot of teams at Starlight are running Doom as the big OD counter.
Yeah, that's true.
But especially popular from the Chinese teams. Haven't really seen it much here at DreamLeague so far.
We've seen a couple, and it worked out. It's all about positioning, though. I mean, it's a very even matchup. If you don't get that OD before the fight starts, and you waste the duel on somebody else, you're in a lot of trouble. There's the Lycan ban that we were talking about, and Sven to deal with that creep army. There's nothing better than a Sven just cleaving an entire wave of
signature hero of Madeira.
We're on point here, guys. Lycan ban, Venge pick.
Oh yeah, at Finem, it's looking up. Things are looking Finem.
I don't know though. That Venge is so scary.
You know what it is.
We saw the Venge yesterday in the hands of Na'Vi. It was pretty painful to watch for Team Spirit.
So they go Darkseer here. Worth mentioning, Na'Vi first overall banned the Oracle kind of to protect the Beastmaster pick, I think, and make it relevant. But
definitely.
this is probably the best lane counter for Darkseer. Also is amazing in Sineko's hands. So
Against the Chen as well, you know you're gonna have just a single support there as a Darkseer, so it's gonna be a lot easier for you.
Yes! Oh god, that was looking pretty risky.
This is a really good pick.
Oh, I'm sure
This is
it
an
is.
amazing pick.
Wind Ranger's always a good pick, so I can't wait to see
Okay,
it.
OD's trying to hit you with his like OP attack. You just wind run.
Odie's giving you the OP.
Yeah.
Say no.
No. Oh,
He's
no.
just gonna
Why
be-
it's a good pick? So just for OD or with somebody
Well,
else?
Wind Run's great against
You
the
also
Orb.
have Venge, who gives you like a boosted damage. You can swap and easily isolate someone. You have Beastmaster Roar. You have a lot of lockdown that keeps the target in place, so you can always focus fire.
And versus Sven, very easily kited.
Yeah.
Well, not easily kited, but a hero that you want to be able to kite. And
Especially-
Wind Ranger's good at
Like
that.
Sven's kind of like MKB would be like his 5th item or his 6th item even. He's not gonna get it very soon.
So I am wondering what that final DRA hero is going to be. What are we looking at
OD
here
is
for
pretty good
Finem?
against Wind Ranger
They'll
in
need their
terms
last
of
support.
she wind runs. You're
They
gonna
could
put
pick
him under. and
Slardar.
She's just gonna get killed after.
I know some teams have been
Maybe.
trying out the Slardar. It's very good against Sven, the minus armor. They already have Venge on top of it. Gives them early Roshan with the Chen and the Slardar.
As for Ed Finem, they need a support, and they will be picking right immediately after this ban. So what are we looking at there? It's probably the maybe next time hero. So Witch Doctor, Rubik, Bane,
I
some
would
of his
like to see
go-tos.
a healer though. I
Yeah.
would not like to see a Rubik here.
Witch Doctor is pretty good against Chen, so I think out of his go-to heroes, most likely the Witch Doctor is the one to go for.
Any ideas there, Shano?
For the support.
Navi's turn to ban.
Dazzle wouldn't be bad as well.
Oh, yeah, great.
Do you not like Dazzle?
No, Dazzle's great in the right hands.
It gives you sustain with the push with the heal. It gives you.
So there's
You
the
get the
Witch
extra
Doctor.
armor.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's decent. You have a save for the roar as well. They roar someone, you can just always shallow grave.
You know
them.
what I'm actually really surprised is nobody's running Lion here. Lion was like
Yeah.
probably the most successful hero at Star Ladder.
That is true. And he was doing really good in tournaments before that. That Pylai Die Lions pretty much single-handedly winning tournaments on its own.
Most Lion players it's like they're like secretly Tide Hunters. Like they've hacked the
Yep.
game, they figured
Right.
out Ice Frog's code, and three
Those
hero
5
impales
man.
are the order of the day.
10 seconds
I mean, I really like Lion against Wind Ranger too. That huge burst damage early on. Just put her down. She can't really win run away from that. Can't run from the pinky. The stinky pinky? Nobody?
The finger.
The Lion finger?
Okay.
Whatever.
Oh
no.
Oh, I really
Uh-oh.
don't like the Winter
No,
Wyvern.
that's actually really good here. It has amazing counter push. You have a save for the roar. They have only physical damage. Like even Beastmaster axes are physical damage.
And Navi
Ooh.
don't care. They're just gonna get more push with the
More
Lundra.
physical damage.
It is the amazing combo. The one thing I will say about Winter Wyvern picks that we've seen in at least the last few games I've watched the hero, sometimes a little passive in the laning stage can get punished by like a Venge Chen, very active
They
rotating
have an Earth
supports.
Spirit though. He's gonna make up
Yeah.
for that, you know.
So
Really?
and getting levels is the other big thing for Wyvern.
Right.
Will he have an okay time in the lane, or does he find himself getting smoke ganked and punished?
Well, I will stick to my guns and say that the first game will be going at Finem's way. So, even though I don't like the Winter Wyvern, at Finem is my pick. Where do you want to have your names put, guys?
I already said 2 on Navi. I can't back down.
Okay?
Any change of heart there from that draft, Mr. LD?
They're finished.
They're finished.
Navi.
Navi.
I think Navi have it. I don't. While the Wyvern pick is great synergy with Sven and Darkseer, I think it's a very passive laning support, and against Navi, it's gonna hamper their ability to
Vacuum curse,
control the
dude.
tempo.
Yeah. As
How
bad
about
as
you?
Winter Wyvern can be, still better than Wind Ranger. I'm gonna have to go with that Finem.
At Finem. Okay. That
All
means
right.
it's a 2-2 split once again. Last time it was us that was right, by the way. I just want to point that out because I can. This time for game 1, though. Navi at Finem with Odie Pixel and Draskell.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the casting panel. I'm Odie Pixel, I'm here with Draskell, and we're ready to get ourselves into Navi versus Ed Finem. 2 teams that we saw yesterday, not going of course against each other then, going against the side of Team Spirit. And 2 teams that are bringing kind of similar stuff to the table. We're seeing some picks that we did see indeed yesterday. But I mean, in your eyes, Andy, who do you feel's come out on top in the draft? And going into this matchup, I mean, how much of an advantage you feel Navi has with the recent kind of momentum they've been riding?
Well, I mean, I definitely think they've been performing well in terms of execution. You know, everyone's been stepping up their game ever since Star Ladder, and I do think that Finem, in my opinion, actually has the better draft.
Okay.
Like it's not even.
You're a fan of the Wyvern?
Yeah, I think the Wyvern is really great because if you look at Navi's team, they actually have 0 spread damage. So like you land a Shackle, you get a Beastmaster Roar. Those are your 2 primary forms of initiation. But what happens if the hero gets Astraled or Cold Embraced? You have no like magical punish for that, and you don't have a Gyro, which obviously was last banned out by Finem because they didn't want to potentially fight into that. So now you have this Lone Druid who's not really good against OD because you can just kill the bear in later stages of the game. They have good deep push. They have really strong lanes. And contrary to what they were saying on the panel, I do think that Winter Wyvern is actually a pretty good lane support against Beastmaster because you really only have to hit him like 1 or 2 times and he's just forced back. And I don't think that Navi are going to be pressuring the safe lane of Finem all that much because it's really difficult to gank a Chen with a Chen in the safe lane of a Radiant team, especially when there's a roaming ES coming around. So I actually think that Navi are a bit on the clock here. And I'm really liking what they're bringing to the table here, Finem with the draft.
I mean, obviously Navi's the final pick as well themselves, going with the Lone Druid. Not too put off by the fact that there is that Wyvern with the counter push. Do you think they were still going to go for that regardless? I mean, do you think they had any kind of afterthoughts after the Wyvern was there? Then maybe it's not the best, or
I think they kind of didn't have much of a choice after the Gyro was banned. I think they wanted Gyro because Gyro would have kind of supplemented the issue that they do have, which is they just don't have a whole lot of AoE. So they're very single target focused. And the way they open their draft, like they ban Io and Oracle, 2 heroes that are good for Beastmaster save. So it really feels to me like not only is banning the Io making the Bounty Hunter pick less weak for Finem because we saw how they ran it yesterday with the Io and just like forcing that map control, but it also means that the Beastmaster is just a lot better. And Finem with a very early smoke, their level 1 is very strong, by the way.
And I mean, looking at these white, red, green and blue skills, I mean, this is stuff that we're getting a 4 sight onto 6.87 here, and Wild Game Murderer kicked into position, gets the Storm Hammer onto Dendi. Nice setup from Spartan, and this looking to be close to a first blood as Dendi will run away, keeps himself alive.
They should have killed him there. He could have banished just to catch up. Like Thug wanted to save his imprisonment for the wind run, so like that situation didn't happen, but Dendi actually held on to it just long enough to get the tree, or to the trees, and be able to fog them. So very nicely done. That should have very easily been first blood for Finem.
And I'm sure we will be just fixing the issue at the moment with the screen that you're seeing at home, ladies and gentlemen.
It's fine.
You know what the skills do. You don't need to see the pictures. There we go. Storm Hammer onto Dendi. MNT is being chased down by General. He's going to be fine. Starts to tank up on the Wyvern. We'll be okay. So there's much action as both teams are looking for at this first very early stages of the game. Nothing is going to be found in terms of first blood, as people will return and resume to their laning positions. And I mean, you said overall you like the draft of Finem. Do you think this laning stage as well? And there we have it. Look at that. Wow.
We can see abilities, boys.
We've stepped up the resolution as well. Beautiful. We're ready to go.
Yeah, but I think you were going to ask if I like the laning phase from Finem, and I do think it's okay. Obviously, you're always going to have to be very aware of the Chen rotations and whatnot, but even just having Spartan here in the top lane harassing Seneko, it kind of prevents the Venge from moving around the map, and ganking an OD is very hard on Radiant's side because he's got 5 armor, a decent amount of health, obviously imprisonment can be used to save, and obviously walk it off too if he needs to. So I think the art style is probably, he'll try to do like a rotation or 2. If it doesn't work out, he might just stick to more farm oriented, try to get his mech early or try to get the arcanes and then just deathball when Dit-Yura hits level 7, kill the offlane tower early and go from there. They do have very good momentum based pushing, so if they can get the ball rolling, it will be great. But I do think that Finem have a lot of tools to stop it as well. I mean,
as you said, that is the thing. If you are looking to kill the OD, do you feel that they will send both Artstyle and Seneko? I mean, just sending Artstyle on his own, it's going to be, you know, a low chance of actually pulling off a successful game?
It depends on how much health Thug has. So if he gets harassed a lot, he's at like half HP and Dendi lands a Shackle, sure, they can kill him. And Dendi has been, you know, he's shown that he does do the Shackle build, where he doesn't opt to go for the power shot just to ensure that you're going to get the Chen creep in position to kill. So it's something that he's done before. I wouldn't be shocked to see him do it again in this matchup. But if they set it up properly, yes, they can kill with just 2.
At the moment, the CS in the mid lane, 5-5-2 for 4. You having that advantage in first blood on the top lane.
Yep.
Spartan.
A little too ham.
Bit of a greedy position there. Hanging around the pool camp.
He was like standing in the camp almost. He's like, I need EXP. So nice little first blood there for the side of Navi. And maybe next time gonna get chased around here too. But Spartan's made the rotation bottom. He's smoked up.
Seneko smoked up as well. Looking towards mid lane. Trying to get some position onto Thug, and well, bottom. They get themselves the Stormhammer. The Arctic burn slow as well as the General. Stun for Spartan. General's going to put the Fairy Fire. Continue to run off. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, they do manage to find that successful gank onto Thug with the help of both Artstyle and Seneko. And it looks like General's going to be able to walk this one off here. The Beastmaster proving to be too tanky for these heroes to bite through at this point of the game.
Yeah, they needed the Sven as well to keep chasing in order to be able to get that kill. And obviously, at this point, neither of the supports having boots. So really good start for Na'Vi. Successful mid-rotation. They get Spartan trying to leech from the small camp as well. So this is the start that Na'Vi definitely need. I think if the lanes went even, that Ad Finem would probably be ahead just by virtue of their lineup, in my opinion, is just way better late game. Because you have Sven, obviously, with Darkseer combo. You have Winter Wyvern, who I still feel is extremely underrated in this patch, considering the prevalence of heroes like Enchantress and Shen and how much he actually does to a push if you get a good Winter's Curse.
I mean, and Beastmaster as well, just when he gets the Necro units out.
Yeah, it's just such a strong hero against these types of lineups. So there's still a lot of time for Ad Finem to adjust their game, try not to get picked off too many more times. And it's not even as if mid is going completely one-sided. You know, Thug and Dendi are pretty close in terms of CS. Only a couple of denies going Dendi's way, and that's with Thug having a death.
Yeah, Ad Finem is certainly not going to be shaken up too much by the fact that they've given up 2 kills so far. Things are looking strong elsewhere. Top lane, Scarlet's got to be careful. Artstar moving into position, will find the net, sets up the stun, and they got the damage to deal with this one. Looking for the block up as well, and they should be able to find it, and they do. Na'Vi, another kill, and again, these rotations from Artstyle, he's certainly shown us recently that this man, very proficient on the Chen.
Yeah, his rotations have been on point. I think 100% success rate, right? 2 for 2.
Yeah.
Killed Thug, killed Skylark. And that is definitely the start that you're looking for again.
MNT.
Oh, nice. I mean, that's actually such a nice rune to get as a mid player when you know that you're playing up against a really strong mid laner like OD, just having that region available to spam out the wave and whatnot. Although, again, he has gone for the 3-1-1 build on Dendi, so he's not maxing power shot. Just really nice to set up for the Chen.
Spartan has been to see that D ward attempt. Oh, sorry, no, just the warding. Very, very lucky for Na'Vi. They pop it just outside the range of that sentry. And they're going to get away with that one very nicely. It's also worth noting that this Sven, getting a lot of farms, slightly a bit more than Ditchara. It is very close nonetheless, and it's going to be a question of how active this Sven's going to be around the map. Obviously, we saw them play it yesterday at Finem when they did have an IO and a Bounty Hunter, but a little bit of a different lineup to complement Madara's playstyle here on the Sven. And I mean, when do you think we can start to see this Sven turning up to fights? Well, what's he going to wait for? Are we going to see an earlier blink? Because obviously in that game before, when he had like the IO, he didn't go for it. He does have a Darkseer this game to surge him into position. So do you feel we'll still just see that Helm, the S and Y come out from the man first?
I do think that's most likely the play.
Yeah.
If worst comes to worst, you can go for the early blink, like Treads, Dominator, and then blink. But it's kind of counterintuitive to how he's skill building.
I feel like we've seen this before, Andy.
Yeah, it's a rerun.
It literally is instant, well, not instant replay. This time MMT's looking to switch it around for Cold Embrace behind Scarlet to top of the route.
Okay.
Indeed, coming in. And again, movement from Artstyle, very smart mid lane. Spartan, he says well to Dendi, but he turns around with the shackle, the focus fire as well. He takes the kill on the Earth Spirit and he walks off. He walks it off. My goodness. I mean, it is 5-0 to Na'Vi. Dendi getting himself that solo kill. 6 minutes in, it is the Midas stun for Ditchara on his Lone Druid, so he is going to be getting some really good momentum on that Lone Druid farm. This is, well, we have said how they've certainly got things they can look for, but Na'Vi certainly seems to be ticking a lot of boxes at the moment in this early game.
It's just outplays all over the map. That's really the biggest thing. Like, when you have 2 heroes standing in a straight line ganking a Wind Ranger, that's just lack of awareness, like getting shackled like that. It's so easy to just walk to one side and not ever have that situation occur, which, you know, should have been a kill. They should have first blooded him. That's 2 times now where they kind of flubbed the gank, and it ends up this time turning around in a kill on Spartan. So, you know, Ad Finem maybe just a little bit shaky in execution in the early game. It probably means that Madara is going to go for more of a farm-centric style. We know that in the past his team has liked to play kind of a 4-protect-1 in some ways whenever he's playing on the Sven, just to make sure they always have their late game secured, but they can't afford to give away too many more of these kills. And the boar even steals the large creep there from General. What a player.
Yeah, a lot of eyes indeed on the Sven, as you said. I mean, we saw yesterday how Madara, once he gets ahead, he can very easily stay ahead on the Sven. I remember the game, he was on like 18k net worth, the closest was on 13k.
Yeah.
They had a really impressive game, but that was against Team Spirit, and that, of course, is a team that recently seems to be having a few issues. in the games that we've been seeing here at DreamLeague, and Na'Vi quite the opposite. Obviously, the recent success in Starlight getting themselves to the grand finals, and of course yesterday's performance showing that Na'Vi are very much in a strong position at this point. And mid lane, Na'Vi gonna look for some more blood, trying to gank Thug. Snake and start coming through, but Thug, he's got an Invis rune, and we'll be able to head south quickly enough to avoid the gank here.
Very fortuitous rune. Obviously, the gank was a little bit slow anyway. I think Dendi had the shackle for like a split second, but he just cancel cast it. Wasn't sure if it was gonna latch. And maybe next time is gonna stop the rotation around from Artstyle and Seneko as well, getting behind the tier 1 in the offlane. So for the time being, they're not losing anything else. And again, the Sven is very far ahead of the Lone Druid right now. In terms of overall CS, Dendi's still losing CS mid. Like, he's 23-11 and Thug is 30-12. So with that death, you know, even the fail gank where Dendi ends up getting a kill, still not overall winning the lane just in terms of sheer farm.
I mean, as we can see, CS aside though, Lone Druid is still in a favourable position with the Midas has more farm.
Yeah.
This ancient stat might switch it around here. We might see it just be evened up between the two of them. Actually, this should put the Sven slightly ahead. But it still is a very close game between the Sven and the Lone Druid. And of course, the Sven, obviously without the Midas, he's going to need to look for a little bit more action across the map if he wants to try and keep himself up. But at the same time, I guess with the cleave, he can farm camps at a quicker rate than the Lone Druid, at least at this stage of the game.
Sven will definitely outfarm the Lone Druid.
Okay.
Like, there's no question. Like, he just...
I guess at least until he gets the Radiance, then it's...
Yeah, then it's a little bit closer. But the other thing, too, is the style that Na'Vi are playing is more indicative of a push strategy. So once the Radiance timing comes out, it's not that Dityarok can't farm as well. It's more just like he wants to play as 5. You know, he wants to send the Bear in the front, hit the towers, get the map control, get Roshan, and kind of constrict Ad Finem. Because I don't really think you ever want to go late game against a Sven OD, especially when they also have that mass AoE team fight like with Magnetize, obviously the Vacuum into Wall, Winter's Curse, stuff like that. So it's a scary prospect here for Na'Vi, but they do have a pretty darn good start. Maybe one of the best that you can get, considering the laning phase, I think, from Ad Finem was actually quite strong. They're just outplaying them pretty badly at the moment.
Yeah. Actually, going back to I really like just the way that the Chen kind of works against the Earth Spirit, especially with a lineup like Na'Vi's. Because you look at Na'Vi's heroes, none of them are going to be buying a BKB. So that magnetized damage is going to be something. But when it's in a fight where Chen's there with Hannah God and a mech, that's a huge amount of the damage negated. And it's going to be absolutely crucial to have that kind of player in a situation where there's not going to be that magic community. Bottom lane, General pops out the Ron to Spartan. Isn't going to be able to follow it through with anything as Madara comes in quickly with a Storm Hammer. Nice silence on Sneko, going to slow down the chance for a magic missile, but it doesn't matter because Dendi, there with the power shot, takes down one Madara, instantly looking for the TP out, and it's a smart one. As Dendi and Sneko were beginning to try and look for more, but at the end of the day, it's another kill here for Na'Vi, and they've got a big push on this bottom lane with the help of Artstyle's army.
Yeah, all these rotations have just gone completely unanswered from Ad Finem. They're just kind of waiting, I guess, for perhaps the Darkseer to finish up his mech. The OD, he's gonna have treads soon, and it's not necessarily that they don't have damage at teamfight, it's just whenever Na'Vi get in position with 5, their lineup becomes significantly harder to fight into without things like BKB on the Sven and all of your teamfight ultimates available. And they don't even have wall either because the Darkseer is only 7. So it'll be a while, I think, before Ad Finem are actually feeling confident in taking a full 5-on-5 assault. And I think they just sack every tower that Na'Vi gets in position for.
Yeah, but I think, as you keep saying, that there is going to be inevitably that full 5-man from Ad Finem, which is really scary. Vacuum, Winter's Curse, Storm Hammer, cleave damage for Sven. They can. There's a lot of window for them to find a good team fight.
Yeah, that's true, but Na'Vi are doing all the right things, you know? Like, they go for the safe lane tier 1, they got a really good rotation, counter gank, killed Spartan, they go straight for Roshan. They're making it really hard for Ad Finem to get to that stage in the game where their lineup actually becomes scary. So on paper, if they free farm the lanes and, you know, nothing really happens, Ad Finem would come out ahead just because of virtue of their lineup and how strong it can be in the late game. But because of the fact that Na'Vi are up 6 kills and have applied so much pressure and, you know, already taken the safe lane tier 1, as we say that, we did see that Ad Finem got the Na'Vi safe lane too. It's just the supports haven't really had as much impact on the side of Ad Finem, and this Chen already...
up top, Madara.
Nah, he's alright.
Looks like Dendi was unable to find the follow through from the shackle.
Yeah, but this Chen has Hand of God, Mech Arcanes at 12 minutes. So Artstyle is insanely farmed at this stage in the game. And, you know, Skylark, he's working his way towards the mech, but he doesn't even have boots. Like, he realizes how important it's going to be to try to, you know, defend the tier 2s or maybe even high ground at this point. But fighting into an Aegis seems really risky if you're Ad Finem. I think they just want Madara to keep farming as long as they can.
I mean, kind of going back to that really is quite something, the fact that this Darkseer is behind a Chen and a Beastmaster. I mean,
Yeah,
normally the Darkseer hero that's expected to farm pretty reasonably well in the laning stage and this earlier point of the game, but slipping behind here this time around.
It's been a little rough. Madara's item timing is going to be key here. He's the one that you really have to look to try to turn the game around in a big way, because once he finishes SNY, he's going to need to either... See, the thing is, you want to blink to be able to initiate the fight on your own terms, but
he's got the surge.
Yeah, but at the same time, you want BKB, but there's still Roar. So it's really kind of sketchy for him to initiate on his own. And yeah, Surge is a nice tool. We've seen them abuse it in the past. I think yesterday even, they had the Sven and the Darkseer combo.
They did have the Sven and Darkseer combo in the game that they did win as well, as far as I can remember. And I guess also, as we saw kind of from the start, it's only a little thing, but it can also kind of be kicked into position by the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, we saw that too. And Na'Vi just gathering up their 5-man, going to continue to push in. You know, Ad Finem are pressuring the tier 1, but it's a much slower push. So if Na'Vi want, they might even be able to defend this. Depends though. I suppose they could even go for the tier 2, honestly. When you have Aegis, it might be better. Oh, they're already TPing one back.
Dendy's getting himself into position, seeing if anything's going to kick off. General with the rotation has the Roar. Needs to be a bit careful here as surging the OD, trying to see if they could have gone close enough for an Astral, but General will be fine. Tsuneko, he's coming round as well, getting some warding out on the top, but it's of course been spotted out by the Radiant already having that ward there on that cliff, so they know that Tsuneko's popped that one up there.
I think a lot of this game just boiled down to the supports on Na'Vi are playing a much better early game than Ad Finem supports right now. Because, you know, maybe next time with spending the majority of his early game sitting bottom trying to zone the Beastmaster, where the Chen ganks and, you know, Tsuneko walking around with art style was really what made the pace of the game go in Navi's favor. So maybe, like, playing just a static laning phase for them wasn't the best idea, more reactionary, you know, have the Winter Wyvern TP in, throw out a Cold Embrace, try to get an Arctic Burn on people who are ganking the OD, might have been a little bit, you know, better. And I mean, Thug's only died once, but you always have to think about the fact that mid laner is constantly pressured by the idea that he's going to get ganked. You know what I mean? If you have a support there, kind of sitting around waiting for it to happen, like Spartan even could have done the same thing. But he was more looking for aggression.
This is nice as well for Denny. Really good timing here on the win range. He's got the Maelstrom just on his way out on the courier. This is going to be pretty good against the team with...
comes up.
Indeed, Mamanti. Not a chance in the world. There's the setup for the power shot. So follow through with the damage. And the Maelstrom, yeah, this is going to be nice, especially against a team that has got that war cry. I mean, even the Cold Embrace, you know, lucky Maelstrom proc might be the difference between killing a hero before he heals enough to save him with the Embrace. It's very nice for them to have it at this stage of the game. And 7 for 0, Na'Vi certainly keeping the momentum flowing. At Finem, we're yet to see that big kind of wombo combo, but that's the thing about the way that Na'Vi's playing. They're just not giving Finem the chance to do that. Well, top lane, Madara, actually with the help of Thug, might be able to try and go for something, but Denny gets the shackle out onto Madara. Denny backs up, will be able to get himself far enough away. The sound is Eclipse. He's not opting to drop it at the moment. Thug just worrying about his own life. He's going to go for the TP out. Is he going to make it? No, the swap's there. He does manage to take the Aegis out of the hands of Dendi. He's trying to do what he can as much as he can on his own. It's not too much. At least he pops the Aegis, but still it's another kill for Na'Vi, and it's 0 on the board for Ad Finem. Spartan.
Oh, they might get art style.
Yeah, art style is kind of being a bit cheeky here, playing with this one on his own. And art style, he's had a great game so far, but it looks like
he's so tanked.
This may be the first kill for Ad Finem. Indeed, they certainly makes him work for it. That's going to be a kill on the board for Ad Finem. Art style. He had a great run so far, though.
Yeah, he's been playing a phenomenal game. Tsuneko and art style have been the two who have made the most out of the early game by a long shot, and as you would expect, as they're the support players. But we talk about, you know, is it an outdraft? Is it an outplay? This one has solely been an outplay, in my opinion. Like, the supports on Ad Finem just had to be in the right spot at the right time, and it just felt like they never were. Like, Spartan was never there to stop a gank, you know, maybe next time was never there to stop a gank, and these supports are fantastic at turning situations like that around. You know, one boulder smash and a roll in, instead of, you know, your OD dying could be a kill on mid. Same thing with a Cold Embrace, a well-timed Arctic Burn as well. It's a very hard early game, I think, for Ad Finem once Na'Vi start getting the towers, because now you're looking at this lone druid who's going to have Radiance on Bear already. Like, it's 16, 17 minutes in, and now Na'Vi have taken pretty much the majority of your outer tier towers. They have Roshan control because they have all your towers, and you're still looking to get your Sven at least 1 or 2 more items before you're fight capable. You know, Madara needs Blink and BKB.
What do you think he does get first? Is it going to be does he need the BKB over the
He
Blink?
can buy Blink if they want to try to go for a smoke play, because they certainly have the damage to get kills. It's more just a worry that the Sven just gets controlled by like Venge stun and Chen creeps and whatnot, and maybe he gets shackled and rooted. There's a lot of things that he has to worry about in the fight that BKB just helps so much with. But if you're looking to try to play aggressive and get map control back, Blink is the item.
I mean, I'm just looking at this lone druid, and it's, as you said, the timing that Ditchura's been able to hit. That's got to be pretty demoralizing if you're at Finem. Going, all right, who was meant to deal with the lone druid?
Well, I don't think they necessarily needed to deal with Ditchura. Again, I think it's just all down to the supports in the early game. Like, you watch this replay and you look at where Spartan and maybe next time were every single time there was a rotation, and they were looking for counter kills. Where
Skylark, he can't let himself get roared. Nice stun.
But see, that's the kind of stuff that you want to see early. You know, you throw out that boulder smash and it stops a gank.
Yeah.
But Spartan was going for the greedy plays.
Matter opting for the Blink first over the BKB, so we could potentially see some of the plays come out from Ad Finem, and as you said, maybe looking to go for a bit of smoke action, but still more and more items out for Na'Vi. Dendi now with a Blink done, and that's your level 3 Necro on General.
Super scary. Super scary. The Sven has his Blink as well. There will be a TP in.
Maybe they can count it. Matter, he actually jumps forward, but Deki actually blinks at the same time. Look for Thug. There'll be a Stormhammer to stop Denny taking down Thug. But the rest of Na'Vi now backing them up. We'll see if they can chase this one down. Thug and Madara. It looks like they will be able to get themselves out just in time. Madara will be able to TP out in the sidelines. Denny still seeing if he can catch wind of Thug. The pings come out. Thug should be fine though. Oh yeah, kick a stone back. Dendi and Snako with the Delta split.
He wants it still.
He's going in still. Won't actually connect the shackle. He's been silenced by Spartan, but Spartan's now be swapped back. They said, well, we're not going to get the Thug OD. We'll get Spartan on the Earth Spirit instead. And again, as you said, it just feels that Na'Vi are playing the better game of Dota 2 here.
Yeah, it's actually not. It's on paper, if you look at these lineups, I still feel even as far behind as Ad Finem are right now, their high ground defense is still insanely good. Because you have Winter Wyvern with level 4 Splinter Blast, you got Ion Shells, you got a Blink Sven, you have OD Ultimate, like you have Earth Spirit. They can hold high ground, I think, for a long time, but Na'Vi, when you have this kind of map control, it doesn't matter if you have the worst late game because you can constrict the map. You know, we talk about this kind of stuff all the time, is we have the map control, we're just going to keep it and get such a big gold lead that it doesn't matter what heroes you have because we're just going to have more items. And then you eventually, you know, they get 1 or 2 more Roshans on top of the first one they've already gotten, which is not going to be too far off. And then they just keep holding the map until you can't defend your tier 3s anymore.
Yeah, Finem certainly needs something big here. We've seen obviously Madara now with the Blink, keeps going for these kind of pushes onto towers. He's got the Blink to allow him to get away from any TP reactions. But he's still, of course, trying to climb himself towards what we'd imagine to be that BKB to put him in a bit of a better fighting shape. But as we've already discussed, Na'Vi, they do have ways to deal with the Sven through the Magic community.
Well, this is the opportunity of getting Roshan and potentially winning a team fight for Ad Finem. I think this is one of the stronger timings they're going to have. Because I don't think they can wait for BKB on Sven, because by that point, Na'Vi will already have killed the next Roshan, and they'll be looking to siege high ground. And that fight with a fresh BKB, I still think Na'Vi win that, because you won't have buyback either if you commit for the item purchase. So this is, it's a positioning / we really need to fight around Roshan smoke, but they're not going to find anything.
They're not going to even be able to get there under the cover of smoke in time. Smoke's now run out.
Yeah, and they will get scouted if they walk down the river. There are freshly placed wards on the side of Na'Vi. Maybe they decide now just to try to pressure lanes instead of going for the fight around Rosh. It was an unfortunate smoke there. You know, they probably had an idea that Roshan was going to be up and saying maybe we can catch a straggler, and then if we catch one, we can just take the Roshan fight because it'll be 4v5. And that could have been another idea as well. But as it stands, Na'Vi maintain control of the game. Gonna see another Blink Dagger here, this time purchased by Thug.
I mean, certainly if Ad Finem can get the positioning right in their cores, and the AoEs can be hit by the Darkseer and the Wyvern, they really can have a good shot at it. We've not really seen the potential of the team fight yet from Ad Finem. They've not been put in a position where they can go head on with Na'Vi, and Na'Vi not looking to do that anytime soon. Indeed, as we expected, waiting around for Roshan, they'll now move in, but to claim themselves the Aegis. And Of course, well, just with the whole lineup. Pretty good at taking Roche.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a quick one. Dendy casually walks in, helps them finish it off at the end of the day, but it's an easy Roche for the side of Na'Vi. Aegis looks to go the way of Dendy on the Wind Ranger. Now Finem just trying to find what they can just around the map, whilst they knew that then the side of Na'Vi were in the pit.
I like how the Bear solo defended top lane against 3 heroes while Na'Vi was killing Roshan. That's pretty bad state of affairs if you're Finem. You really wanted to be able to at least get something out of that Roche, because you have a really good idea that it's happening, but at the same time it's so scary to commit and not being 100% sure when you have like a Blink Shackle Wind Ranger and you have a Beastmaster with a book, and the initiation potential on Na'Vi is getting quite scary for Finem when they're playing out on the map. So now it's just a matter of how much damage can Na'Vi get on the base with this Aegis. They can just go for the offlane tier 2 if they want. It's almost dead anyway. Then again, we talk about holding the map control for however long they feel is necessary to just eventually breach that high ground.
General's actually on his own here. He has scared this all out with the Hawk, so he's not going to come any closer. TP's now coming in, Madara. Actually,
he didn't wind run.
And Dendy indeed, he didn't get the windman off in time, so Aegis will be popped. The rest of Na'Vi now coming in for the backup, and there will be a roar from General onto Skylark, but Skylark getting cold embraced up. They put the magnetize, forcing General back. He's silenced up as well. And now with the mech pop, Finem looking okay for the time being, but now maybe next time gets taken down. And Na'Vi looking forward to moving in for more. So Barton's shackled up by Dendy. It's going to be a second one for the side of Na'Vi this fight. The rest of Finem did get themselves out of there, but again, it's another bad fight for the side. And it really is tailing off in terms of the net worth difference. They don't have the Aegis, of course, anymore on Dendy's hands, but there still may be an opportunity for them to attempt to try and break high ground.
Madara is so close to BKB. If this push came like a couple of minutes later, I think there could have been a good shot for Finem to defend this, but without the use of the BKB, this is very difficult. Yeah, no God Strength. Yeah. This could just be Rax, honestly. The Winter Wyvern being dead certainly doesn't help things either. He is the majority of the decoy.
Oh, okay, they tried for it there, but the Storm Hammer only up to General. Didn't quite get the stun out, tried to follow through now. Skylark being focused, fight down for Dendy. A power shot will finish him off. And now the swap onto Spartan, indeed, cancelling the roll, holding him in place. There will be the Winter's Curse onto Arsenal. The bench chopping him down, and Arsenal, oh, he lives! Gets to the hand, he'll be fine. No matter, it chops out a Storm Hammer, but it doesn't matter. There's no follow-up from the side of Finem, and Na'Vi just forcing Finem back towards their fountain. They'll look to find the space to finish off this mid-Rax, and they should get it. Melee Rax down, Madara, he's got the cost strength back up. But without the darks here, can't really look to jump in on this one. And Na'Vi to get away with it. We see Finem try for that combo, but without the God Strength up, and as you said, still without that BKB, they can't really fully commit and jump in. And so close to getting that art style kill with the Winter's Curse, but it just wasn't enough as he was able to get out that burst heal after it.
Yeah, just imagine the difference in that engagement. You know, Madara has God Strength, BKB, he goes in on the Vax stun. It could be, you know, a game-defining moment, but again, the Na'Vi push timing came a little bit too soon. They've done a phenomenal job this game of controlling the map. Only lost 1 hero this entire game. These are the types of performances that make you... It kind of make you wonder how a team can play this well when they weren't even that good a short time ago. You know what I mean?
Pretty awful, Andy.
It's just like crazy how much of an improvement we've seen in Na'Vi in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, this is yeah. I don't know what they have in the water over in Ukraine, but it certainly seems to be doing wonders. As Na'Vi really rocketing themselves back up to the top. 12 for 1 at the moment. Finem, though, still standing as strong as they can. Trying to see if they can turn something with the shackle. Oh, Madara, he's been shackled to the ball. There's a roar to MNT. Let's try and drop the wall and see if they can do anything in return. But now Finem on a bit of a run. Looking for General on the sidelines. They should be able to find this wall with the BKB down on Madara. They will get the kill onto the Beastmaster. But here we have a second one for Na'Vi as Dendy picks up Spartan on the Earth Spirit. It's another favourable trade for Na'Vi. And again, this is going to be another period of the game where Na'Vi can fight and there won't be any God Strength available.
Yeah, he also had to pop his fresh 10-second BKB just to run off too, so everything pretty much that you could conceive to go wrong in this game for Finem has pretty much gone wrong. From the laning phase to how the team fights went out, and even the item timings were just like seconds away. Really unfortunate. But Na'Vi has played, again, fantastic. Art style and Seneko, in my opinion, the 2 MVPs of this game by a long shot.
And it really feels that way as well. It really does from the early laning stages as you keep going on about the rotations. Everything everything worked. There was nothing that felt out of place. I mean, Artstyle did have that position where he was on his own, but I mean, who could blame him? You know, he had all the power in the world in his eyes from the way that the first 10 minutes of the game had been going. So, in his opinion, he could be wherever he wanted, and he didn't feel scared at all from Ad Finem's play. But yeah, 14-2. Ditchera, I mean, he's just been having a quiet game. It's been a lovely game for him on the Lone Druid. He's just been hitting creeps, pushing lanes, and occasionally walking around the team fight without Radiance Burn on the bear. And it's been working out. He's got an A6.
It's a super smooth game for him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's swap onto Spire, brought up as well. Will be a cold embrace, buying him some time here now. Thug jumping forward as well. Astrals up the air, to buy more time. There'll be a vacuum for Scholar, not really any follow-up. Now the Stormhammer only coming out into the bear. Matter of Fox and Construct and the BKB. Trying to walk around the punch. Winter's Curse onto Denny. Denny forward, but we go down low. He gets there, the BKB in time. Matter still trying to fight over. Those are actually doing a decent amount of damage. Ditchera falling on, he will get taken down, but Matter getting control there by Na'Vi. They've lost 3 on the side of Ad Finem. General giving MNT the slow run down on the sidelines. He's going to look for the TP out. Is Denny cancelled? Denny, oh, can't quite get the shatter shot in time. But will take down Artstyle, but he pays with his life. Ends up a 4-for-2. Another fight for Na'Vi where they come out on top. And this is going to be a bit more of a push into the mid lane. They've already taken the tier 2s from the other lane, so they can look for a second set of tier 3s and barracks. Now Finem, they do have buybacks. Buyback on Thug. Buyback still available on the Sven, but he'll almost certainly wait for at least the Darkseid to come back, and we'll wait and see if Na'Vi are going to keep this pressure on Thug. Jumping in, but a bit of miscommunication there. Puts the astronaut to Denny. The stun's going to miss though because of that, but now there is a follow-up. Vacuum from Skylight, catching to the Magnetize as well, doing a fair bit. Denny forced back. Zaneko, he's been left behind and he's been taken down. Oh, it's on point. He shoots, he scores. Now with the Astral from Thug, setting up the time for Ad Finem to come in, looking for another one, and they're going to get it. The Astral damage doing the final job there to Denny. Double kill for Thug. That's a lot of money as well, ending those streaks, as we can see from that switch around, 2.7k gold swing favoring the side of Ad Finem. And that is exactly what they need to hold themselves into a game that look to be quickly slipping through their fingers.
I mean, we saw during the last engagement the damage potential that Ad Finem have, even being in excess of 15,000 gold behind. You know what I mean? That Sven gets a couple of auto attacks off. Dendi almost dies.
Punch, yeah.
He almost dies in a Winter's Curse. He barely gets his BKB, and I think if Madara had swung a couple more times instead of like turning and going for the Lone Druid, he might have even killed Dendi during that fight too. But again, Na'Vi forcing the buyback from the OD. Well, he did buy back, right? I'm not crazy. No, he didn't buy back.
Oh,
no, he did.
Oh, OD did. He did. So OD
okay.
did buy back. Yeah.
I just was double checking.
The Sven didn't buy back in the end because he just held on.
So that's BKB on the OD as well. Yeah. He doesn't really have any damage items per se, but you know, it's OD. He still hits pretty hard.
Oh, mid lane. Ghost Strength from Gaia from Matter.
Here.
He did try and...
Did Na'Vi want to defend this? Looks like Ad Finem are feeling without God Strength, without the use of the OD ulti, they just don't want to risk it, and that's fine, honestly.
Yeah, it was just using the Ghost Strength there to give a good shot, trying to clean up some of the Ancients that Artstyle's been wondering about, but Artstyle was able to get them out safely. Medallion being sent out on the way to the Lone Druid.
Man, Na'Vi are playing such a more disciplined game than what I'm used to seeing them. I mean, of course, they did get caught off in that top lane, maybe just a bit of overconfidence, but as soon as they are alive, you know, General pops his book, instantly dewards, just takes away all the vision that Ad Finem took time to get.
Thug being roared quite savagely there by the bear. MNT, he's looking to try and get himself a for Winter's Curse, but there's got the vision on him, and all the Cold Embrace comes out just in time. Could still be in trouble, there'll be a stun coming through. Though, BKB's, but he's been roared up there. The back in though, it's to follow that Matter, trying to get the punches through here. He's moving around the fight, actually wants to get himself out of it. He looks like he just wants to run, he doesn't want to stick around for this. They have only lost the Wyvern at the moment, but the space is there for Na'Vi to finish up a second round. He jumps in, gets the storm out to Snako. Shackle comes out, works on it, but there's the magic missile, the focus fire from Dendi as well. That's the Sven gone for 70 seconds. He doesn't have the buyback available here, and that could be...
I think that's the end.
That could be the end.
Yeah, I think it definitely is. You know, Na'Vi did such a good job this game of punishing God Strength cooldowns. Like, they saw him pop God Strength middle. Could see potentially a shackle here. Yep.
Oh, Dendi. I mean, he shackled that 90 degrees. That was
They honestly just... They had so many chances at Finem to be able to fight this game, but every single time Navi were just one step ahead of them.
Yeah.
The play from the supports, Dendi obviously had a really nice performance from the beginning of the game, dodging the first blood. That's a really small thing, it seems like on paper, but what if Ad Finem get off to a momentous start by killing the mid player, Like that kind of stuff changes your morale and whatnot, so everything just went right for Navi this game, from the rotations down to their timings, the Lone Druid having a really fast